Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com the first week of May 2024. Legacy.com is where you can find any obituary or publish an obituary in any newspaper in America and beyond. Actor Bernard Hill died May 5, 2024, at the age of 79. He played King Theoden in the second and third installments of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Hill is also being remembered for his performance in Titanic as Captain Edward Smith. Author and activist Kris Hallenga died May 6, 2024, at her home in Cornwall, England. She died of breast cancer at the age of 38. After her symptoms were initially dismissed as birth control side effects, she was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer when she was just 23. Hallenga is being remembered for saving lives as the founder of the charity CoppaFeel, dedicated to educating young women on how to monitor their own breast health. Basketball player Darius Morris died May 4, 2024, in Los Angeles at the age of 33. He was an NBA point guard who played for the Los Angeles Lakers alongside Kobe Bryant, as well as played for such teams as the Philadelphia 76ers and Brooklyn Nets. Morris is also being remembered for his college basketball career at the University of Michigan, where he set an all-time single-season record for assists with 235. A note to remember, sometimes personal information, such as someone's cause of death, is not announced immediately by their family or the authorities. When a cause of death has not been officially confirmed, we do not report on rumors. Every family has a right to their privacy. Musician and songwriter Frank Wakefield died April 26, 2024, at his home in Saratoga Springs, New York. He died of complications from COPD at the age of 89. He was a virtuoso of bluegrass mandolin, stretching the instrument's limits as he innovated new styles of playing. Wakefield is being remembered for writing bluegrass classics like Catnip and New Camptown Races. Golfer Peter Oosterhuis died May 2, 2024, of complications from Alzheimer's disease at the age of 75. He was a longtime golf announcer for CBS Sports and the Golf Channel, best known for his coverage of the Masters. Osterhouse is also being remembered as a pro golfer on the PGA and European tours, competing for Great Britain in 6 consecutive Ryder Cups. Pilot Dick Rutan died May 3, 2024, at a hospital in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. He died of complications from long COVID at the age of 85. In 1986, he and his then-partner Jeannie Epper became the first pilots to fly around the world non-stop without refueling. It took them 9 days. He is also being remembered for setting several other records as he did test flights in experimental aircraft designed by his brother, Burt Rutan. Bruton was a U.S. Air Force veteran who served from 1959 to 1978, including fighting in the Vietnam War. Artist Frank Stella died May 4, 2024, in New York City. He died of lymphoma at the age of 87. He was a pioneer of minimalism, whose early works, composed simply of straight black lines, bucked artistic tradition. Stella is being remembered for the evolution of his work over the years to include bright colors, geometric shapes, and increasing complexity. Football player Aaron Thomas died April 26, 2024, after a long illness at the age of 86. He was a tight end for the New York Giants in the 1960s, making a Pro Bowl appearance in 1964. Thomas is being remembered as one of the team's all-time leaders in total touchdown receptions. Football player Bob Avellini died May 4, 2024, in Chicago. He died of cancer at the age of 70. He was starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears in the mid-1970s, helping the team rebound from a slump earlier in the decade. Avellini is being remembered for a game-winning touchdown pass against the Chiefs that paved the way for the Bears to appear in the 1977 NFL playoffs. Stunt performer and actress Jeannie Epper died May 5, 2024, at her home in Simi Valley, California. She died of natural causes at the age of 83. Her groundbreaking stunt work included doubling for Lynda Carter in the classic 1970s TV show Wonder Woman. Epper is also being remembered for her stunt work in such movies and TV shows as Romancing the Stone, Dynasty, RoboCop, and many others. Singer Gary Floyd died April 30, 2024, of congestive heart failure at the age of 71. He was the lead vocalist for the 1980s Texas punk band The Dicks. Floyd is being remembered for subverting 80s norms by performing in drag and singing openly communist and harshly anti-authoritarian lyrics. Actor Ian Gelder died May 6, 2024, of complications from bile duct cancer at the age of 74. He had a memorable recurring role on Game of Thrones as Kevin Lannister. Gelder is also being remembered for his performances as several different characters in Doctor Who and its spin-off Torchwood: Children of Earth. Football coach Joe Collier died May 6, 2024, in Littleton, Colorado, at the age of 94. As defensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos in the 1970s and 80s, he designed the team's formidable Orange Crush defense strategy, which helped take the team to 3 Super Bowls. He is also being remembered as head coach of the Buffalo Bills in the 1960s. Collier was a U.S. Army veteran who served for 3 years in the 1950s. Politician Pete McCloskey died May 8, 2024, at his home in Winters, California. He died of complications from kidney and congestive heart failure at the age of 96. He represented California as a Republican in the U.S. House of Representatives in the 1960s through the 80s. He is being remembered as a co-author of the Endangered Species Act, as well as for calling for President Nixon's resignation during the Watergate scandal. McCloskey was a U.S. Navy and U.S. Marine Corps veteran who served in the Korean War and was honored with a Silver Star, Navy Cross, and 2 Purple Hearts. Actress Susan Buckner died May 2, 2024, in Miami at the age of 72. She was best known for her performance in Grease as bubbly cheerleader Patty Simcox. Buckner is also being remembered for her roles in such movies and TV shows as Deadly Blessing and the Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries. Recording engineer and musician Steve Albini died May 7, 2024, at his home in Chicago. He died of a heart attack at the age of 61. He was a major architect of indie rock, having engineered hundreds of records for bands like Nirvana, the Pixies, the Breeders, and many others. Albini is also being remembered for the music he made as a member of the punk and noise rock bands Big Black and Shellac. Football player Jimmy Johnson died May 8, 2024, at the age of 86. He was a cornerback for the San Francisco 49ers in the 1960s and 70s, a 5-time Pro Bowl pick who is a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Johnson is being remembered as a 49ers legend whose number 37 jersey was retired by the team. In addition to featuring current deaths in the news, Legacy.com also honors the lives and legacies of notable people who died in the past. Here are some of this week's anniversaries. 4 years ago this week, musician and songwriter Little Richard died at the age of 87. His influential hit songs included Tutti Frutti and Long Tall Sally. 14 years ago this week, singer and actress Lena Horne died at the age of 92. She starred in movies like Cabin in the Sky and The Wiz, and her signature songs included Stormy Weather. 15 years ago this week, actor Dom DeLuise died at the age of 75. He was known for funny performances in movies like The Cannonball Run, Blazing Saddles, and Spaceballs. 25 years ago this week, actress Dana Plato died at the age of 34. She was a teen star of the 70s and 80s on the classic sitcom Different Strokes. 30 years ago this week, actor George Peppard died at the age of 65. His many movies and TV shows included Breakfast at Tiffany's and The A-Team. Actor Stephen Furst was born 70 years ago this week. He died in June 2017 at the age of 63. He played Flounder in Animal House and went on to star in St. Elsewhere. Actor and musician Rick Nelson was born 84 years ago this week. He died in December 1985 at the age of 45. He starred with his family in The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet and had hit songs like Poor Little Fool and Garden Party. Actress Audrey Hepburn was born 95 years ago this week. She died in January 1993 at the age of 63. Her many beloved films include Roman Holiday, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and Wait Until Dark. Actor Tyrone Power was born 110 years ago this week. He died in November 1958 at the age of 44. He was a star of the Golden Age of Hollywood in films like The Mark of Zorro and Nightmare Alley. Dancer, actor, and singer Fred Astaire was born 125 years ago this week. He died in June 1987 at the age of 88. He is known for classic movie musicals like Top Hat, Easter Parade, and Funny Face. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags across the U.S. have been lowered in observance of National Firefighters Memorial Day to honor the 89 firefighters who died in 2023. Flags in Oklahoma have been lowered to honor the memory of former mayor of Moore, Glenn Lewis. Flags in Missouri have been lowered to honor the memory of U.S. Marine Corps Sergeant Colin Arslanbis, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Arizona have been lowered in honor of Arizona Peace Officers Memorial Day. Flags in Kansas have been lowered to honor the memory of former State Supreme Court Justice Fred Six. Flags in Utah have been lowered to honor the memory of Sergeant Bill Hoosier of the Santaquin Police Department, who died in the line of duty. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. You can also follow Legacy.com on Facebook and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.